I'm choosing to go to the gym today because I value my health. I'm choosing to spend time um, with my son, helping him with his homework because I believe in a better future for him. I'm choosing to prioritize X over Y because I know that would be better aligned with the kind of leader that I envision myself becoming. So those are some thoughts, Ravikant, that
Mm,
I would share. How can we consistently make choices that align with our deeper values? In my experience, and with everything that I've studied and practiced, I think the easiest and at the same time the most powerful way to do this is to begin with one question. And that question, Ravikant, is what is the kind of person that I would like to become? What is the kind of human, what is the kind of leader, what is the kind of mother, the father, um, colleague, friend, however you want to define it. But fundamentally, when you think about who you are, what is the kind of person that you would like to become that will give you a deep sense of pride as well as fulfillment? And I'm not asking what would you like to do. So this is not a doing question, but who would you like to be? This is a being question. And what you'll find, Ravikant, is in the process of answering this question, you will be challenged to think deeply about what are your most cherished values, because you cannot answer the question, what is the kind of person I would like to become, without really shining a spotlight on what do you fundamentally value. And in the because then when you're defining yourself, you can answer that question in light of your values. And for example, you may say, the kind of person that would give me great pride would be to become a person who's always kind, who always shows up with courage, the courage to do the right thing. The kind of person who always brings a calm presence with her everywhere she goes. So when you begin with that question, Ravikant, then when it comes to your daily decisions and daily choices, you now have a North Star, and you can gauge any choice or decision with respect to how it stacks up or how it orients towards that North Star. So if it's, should I do X or should I do Y? Well, which one is more likely to help you become who you wish to become than any doing based choice or decision? Should I do this or not? How should I show up in this decision? How should I show up in this meeting? How should I interact with a certain individual? How should I design my day? What habits should I practice? All of these questions become so much easier to answer when you've given yourself that North Star of what kind of person do I wish to become. So that would be my biggest encouragement to anyone who's listening to this. And when you start to do this, and this answers your second question, Ravikant, when you start to do this, you will start to notice so many tangible shifts in yourself, beginning with how you feel on the inside. When you're showing up with greater intention, when you're showing up more consciously, you'll find you have so much more clarity inside. You have so much more greater peace of mind inside as well, because you know deep down that every choice, every action of yours is deeply aligned with what matters most to you. And when that happens, when you're living with that kind of deep alignment, you rely less and less on external validation. You rely less and less on essentially anything external for your sense of confidence, for your sense of self worth, for your sense of fulfillment. So that's the biggest shift that I've seen, even with your interactions with others, because there is this clarity and peace of mind that you take with you everywhere you go. You realize even in your interactions with others, you would be less reactive but more responsive. You'll be more compassionate. You connect more deeply with others. You'll be more present with others. Even in your language, you'll start to notice subtle shifts. For example, and this in fact is one of the choices I give people in my book and in our work, which is, instead of saying I have to do something, like I have to go to the gym today, I have to help my child with his homework today, or I have to pay my taxes today, which really makes you feel a lot of it feels very burdensome. And when you shift the language to I choose to, I'm choosing to go to the gym today because I value my health. I'm choosing to spend time um, with my son, helping him with his homework because I believe in a better future for him. I'm choosing to prioritize X over Y because I know that would be better aligned with the kind of leader that I envision myself becoming. So those are some thoughts, Ravikant, that
Mm,
I would share.